Kim Jong-un says the North's nuclear test site will be shut down next month. Also, foreign experts will be invited into the country. And the North Korean leader reportedly says he is not the kind of person to fire nuclear weapons at South Korea or the United States. All of these potentially major developments. All of this is coming to us from the South Korean presidency. Kim Jong-un reportedly made these comments at a landmark summit with South Korean President Moon Jae-in on Friday. You're seeing pictures of that meeting. At the meeting, the two leaders signed a declaration. They vowed denuclearization of the peninsula and a formal end to the Korean War. CNN's Paula Hancock joins me now from Seoul with the very latest. Paula, you were telling me yesterday that you were going to get this briefing. Now you've just coming back to us from the South Korean presidency, and you're finding out more details about what was promised at the summit.
That's right, Cyril, yes. The main headlines really to take away from this is that Kim Jong-un has said that he's going to shut down the nuclear facility in May. So we have a timeline now of exactly when that could be. That's next month, so obviously not very far away at all. Also saying that he's going to invite experts and journalists from South Korea and the United States just to be open and transparent, he says, with the international community. Now, this is all coming to us secondhand from the Blue House and from the spokesperson. But this is what they say that Kim Jong-un said at this summit. He also, according to the Blue House, said that there were two larger tunnels at this Punggye-ri nuclear test site in the northeast of the country that were in good condition. Kim Jong-un had apparently acknowledged the fact that there had been reports out there that this nuclear test site had apparently collapsed after a previous test, so it was obsolete. He said that's simply not the case, and these two larger tunnels are in very good condition. So a more specific timeline, the two leaders were being told by the Blue House, said that they would discuss a schedule when the North is ready. So we don't have the exact details. A couple of other smaller issues, they've decided to standardize time on the Korean Peninsula. A few years ago, the North Koreans decided to bring their clock back half an hour. So there was a half-hour difference between Pyongyang and Seoul. That's now going to be standardized to the time that Seoul's on as well. And another interesting thing, just to mention, apparently Kim Jong-un did say, "I assure you there will never be a use of military force." So insisting to the South Korean president there wouldn't be a second Korean War. Cyril?
And tell me a little bit more about this line that I'm reading. Kim Jong-un saying he's not the kind of person that would fire a nuclear weapon at the United States or at South Korea. I mean, given what we saw over the past 12 months, that's just stunning.
Absolutely. Well, 12 months and more. I mean, North Korea has consistently been threatening, at least rhetorically, the United States. Just a year ago, they threatened to turn Seoul into a sea of flames. That's one that they've used a number of times. So certainly when it comes to the rhetoric that we heard from North Korea through state-run media, then that doesn't marry up with what we're hearing now from Kim Jong-un through the Blue House, saying, "I'm not such a person to fire nuclear weapons." So it's an interesting comment for sure. And the fact that they have quoted him as saying as well that he thinks the US has a kind of innate repulsion against North Korea, but saying once we speak to the United States, once I talk to them, I can build trust with the US. We can meet often, and I can promise the ending of war and non-aggression. So he's looking towards the meeting with Donald Trump there, which we're expecting next month, potentially early June, saying that he doesn't actually think that will be a one-off, that they could meet more often, that there does have to be trust built between the US and North Korea. So yes, what we're hearing, and certainly what we saw on Friday, is a very different story to what we've been hearing over the past few years.